I've got quite a bit accomplished today. I put on my backer board for my floor, nailed all that so that I'm ready for my floor tile. I patched up the hole that I cut out for my plumbing, so I'll put sheetrock mud on that later when it dries. Patched up that hole, glued in my drain for the toilet. What else did I do? Put in this little scabbing part right here, because right here is where remember I said that there's going to be a hose attachment right here, and so it'll kind of hang down like so, and then there'll be a grommet where the hose attachment hangs on. I'm going to put it on this side over here, so I wanted something solid that I could screw into really well. Had that done yesterday, so that part's ready. Getting ready to do the electrical, but I got to go to Home Depot because I'm going to run this. This is my this is the LED light that's going to go in the back of the tile on the niche, but I need a plug-in, which I don't have currently. See that? Lights right up. So I need a plug-in to go into the ceiling, but I got to run it off of some power somewhere, and so I have to go get an outlet. I have to get a plate for my switch I put in. I have to get a cover for that. So I got a couple of things to go run and do. All right, so now that you saw what I was dealing with, I want to talk about a couple of things that I got lucky on, because sometimes luck is better than skill. This tile floor that goes throughout the rest of the house over in this direction had to meet up at the bathroom. And so I think I did the bathroom first. So I put Schluter strip right here, going across right where the door jamb is at. And when I did my tile for the rest of the house, it like matched up. This is not a cut. This is not a cut. This is a factory edge. So it matched up within 1/4 of an inch. Like there's a 1/4 inch gap between the two tile. That was so cool. When I got to that point, I'm like, oh my God, I couldn't plan this better. And I didn't. I honestly didn't. So we get into the bathroom rebuild. Yeah. And I did this tile on the wall, same thing. I put a Schluter strip here and all this stuff. And I did not measure for the toilet, because the toilet came with the house, and it could have been a smaller tank, it could have been a larger tank, or whatever the case was. Look at that. Look at that. That's 1/8 of an inch room. Like, this was pure luck. I want to take credit for that, but I can't, because that was pure luck. And what I should have done when I measured out my tile is I should have like dry fitted the toilet here and made sure that the tank, yeah. I got lucky on that. What's the other thing I got lucky on? I think this is full tile going up to the curb as well. No, that's cut tile. That was 2 things. I'll come up with a 3rd thing because there's something else that I want to talk about too. Anyway, so I'm going to talk about the bathroom a little bit first, but I want to also preface it by saying I don't like, this is, you know, the slow-mo drawers where you kind of close it and closes, self-closing drawers. And you know, for whatever it was worth, the tile and the design and all that stuff they had on the bathroom before, this probably matched very well, but it doesn't match for me. I do like the countertop, but I don't like the sink, and I don't like the faucet, and I covered all my personal stuff. So the problem, the conundrum is, if you see, there's a theme here, right? I have this travertine tile, and I have painted my wall. Again, everything in here is new. Walls to ceiling, like literally walls to ceiling, floor, everything is brand new that I did myself. And if I had my druthers, this would be black, because if you see the theme here, I like that contrast of that light, very light brown against the black. I just like that. And a lot of people say, oh, it's outdated, like from the 80s. I don't care. I like it. So yes, I like the countertop, but anyway, long story short, I have not been able to find a cabinet this size and with the type of room that I have with the drawers and all that stuff in black. One day I will, and then that will be swapped out with a black vanity and probably some type of granite or quartz top. that I'll put in here with a matching faucet, because the faucet doesn't match currently. I found myself a big enough mirror to put up here. The lighting I did myself. I didn't like the lighting. It was just like one standard light right above your head or whatever. So I put that 3 light thing in. I put a couple of can lights in, 4-inch can lights, halogen, LED lights. Yeah, so it turned out very well insofar as the decoration and all that stuff. That, you know, I had a vision. I had a plan. I knew exactly how I wanted this bathroom to look. I knew how the shower was going to look prior to me building it. And so then we get over to this side, and I have a full-length mirror going on here, a very wide full-length mirror, which I like. I added an extra outlet, and I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that. Probably for a vacuum cleaner, if I got a vacuum somewhere else in here or whatever. But I put an extra light outlet here, and, you know, a little rack and all this stuff. Oh, and by the way, and I'm going to show you the shower momentarily. So I had a piece of scrap wood which has a bevel on it and all this stuff, and I didn't have a use for it, so I literally painted it black, and I got some of these rack holder things at Home Depot, and that's where I'm putting my towels. So where this 24-inch closet was at, you know, to have towels and toilet paper and all whatever they put in there, I consolidated because I don't need that big giant cabinet, which is why I extended my shower, which I'm going to show you momentarily, which you already know that it's very, very long now. So that comes in very, very handy. Now, to the reveal, let me turn on this other light, because I did a lot of electrical in here too. I put in, you know, like probably more lights than I need. Also on here, so the light that I just turned in the shower has music. So this is a Bluetooth speaker that's up there, yeah. So the Bluetooth speaker works very good. I can watch the news off of my phone, just put my phone on the toilet lid, and I can watch the news in the morning or whatever, put it on the counter. So I have music here. I have a fan, very low CFM fan. Barely hear it. And I think it's 6-inch too, so it does really suck. And then I have my light, and my light changes, hold on a minute, it changes 3 different colors, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, here it is, night light. So night light is blue, orange, yellowish, and then, you know, bright white. And I just keep it on bright white. So I installed that, and then I have the dimmer for these lights over here, which I never use the dimmer because it doesn't really matter, but I do have the dimmer. So yes, I did that electrical too. Anyway, this is a shower. I'm very, very proud of it because, as I said, this was an extremely, extremely difficult shower to put in together, knowing full well what you just watched, how everything, literally from the floor to the walls to the ceiling, everything is brand new. So I literally had to build a shower and bathroom from scratch, which was a labor of love, really, because, again, I knew what I wanted. So let me go over some of these things, which obviously you already know. So I have, everything is black and tan, black and tan, black and tan. And so this is the D5100, the Delta D5100. And I specifically put it on this wall a little bit further in from center. I didn't want it center because I wanted it closer to the step up in the shower, so that my shower head and all that stuff is over there. I don't have to like step in there. I can just turn it on right now, wait a couple minutes for the hot water to come, and then I'm good to go. And so that I've done for a couple of customers in the past, and I just really, really, really like that idea. I put it in a bench here, although I don't need the bench, but I thought to myself, I'm going to need some type of something for, if this isn't my forever house, right, then I'm going to need something for a woman to be able to step her foot up on and shave and all that stuff. So I got one of these retractable type benches off of Amazon, and it's very, very handy and very, very sturdy. You know, I like it a lot, although I would never just sit on the bench for whatever reason, but you know, it does serve its purpose for somebody in the future. So there's that. That taking up room, because I've seen people put corner benches in, you know, usually it's a Schluter corner bench, a triangular bench, so they just have somewhere to put their foot if they're shaving, or even, you know, like a recessed type of bench that would fit in the corner one tile up. I didn't want that. This is what I wanted. It came in the great color. Oh, I'll put that link also in the description. If you want to buy that bench, you'll find it there. The D5100 valve I'll put in the description. All this stuff I'll put in the description. So if you're looking around for this stuff, you can find it easily just by going to the description. Probably about 8 years ago, we started transitioning to, you know, 2x2 on a mat
to sometimes it's travertine or natural stone 4x4, you know, individual tile on shower floors. And then we got into this hexagon, and this hexagon thing will not go away. So for that reason, I picked the hexagon. Plus it's a nice girthy porcelain tile, which I appreciate. It's nice, you know, 3/8 inch thick. So it's a very sturdy tile. And I knew I wanted a border, a black border. So I found myself a couple of 24-inch black tile, and I cut those. Oh, the other accident. Well, kind of sort of accident. You see the symmetry? You see how this tile is cut exactly like that one? So what I did is I laid out more tile than I needed, and I didn't really make a template, but I laid it out in the living room, more tile than I needed, and I knew what my dimensions were minus this little trim. And then I just drew a line. And once I drew the line, I could cut the tile. So yeah, it was kind of on purpose. I like symmetry. You know, I like the cuts that are like half and half going across like that. So that wasn't really an accident. Anyway, so then I got the black curb top, and black curb top was a little difficult to find. Floor & Decor has them. The problem is they do have veins in them, and it's very brittle. And I'm gonna call it marble because it definitely is a natural stone, but it's not quite the strength that marble would have. All these veins that are in here are easily broken. And so for that reason, I was able to get 2 pieces. This is a 6-foot long piece, and then I need another 2 feet. And I had a broken piece, well, Floor & Decor had a broken piece, so I just said, you know, let me get a discount on the broken piece. And I was able to get 6 foot and then another 2 foot off of here. And then I just tied them together pretty good. So this will never leak. This tie-in worked very, very well for me. The shower glass I want to talk about just momentarily, because I always make it as if somebody else is going to do something different. So if this is not my forever house and somebody wants a door, then they have a good measurement to have a door that would be fashioned on this side, because there are definitely 2x4s, 3 2x4s going up from this curb area all the way up. So they could put a door on this side if they wanted to. I don't see the point of a door. There's not really a necessity for that. The only detraction of not having a door is you don't get all the warmth of the steam of the shower, right? It just kind of flows out the door area. Having said that, this is a relatively small bathroom, and when you shut the bathroom door, then you still get that heat and all that stuff. So anyway, yeah, I always predicate on maybe this isn't a good idea to put a door on here for another $800, another $1,000 when I don't need it, you know, like personally. The drain I want to talk about, look at those cuts. Look at those cuts. I love it. The cuts are nice and clean all the way around. So with this drain, it comes with this little tool that you can take that out, and it's got a basket in it, which I really like. So the basket, you know, carries all the, you know, like these drains, especially some of the cheaper drains, the grates aren't that big. You know, even Flow Effects drains, the grates are like, I don't know, 4 of these put together as one hole, right? And so when you have that big of a hole, what good is a drain? The drain is supposed to strain. The drain grate is supposed to strain out all your hair and garbage and all that stuff, and it doesn't work. And even as small as these holes are, it doesn't really work. So the basket thing is a nice little addition. And most of the drains nowadays, the linear drains and square drains and all that stuff, come with a basket. So I definitely like that. But look at those cuts. Look at those cuts. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, all this tile that I have in here, outside floor and all the walls and all that stuff, is a porcelain tile. Very, very good, you know, like medium range. It's not expensive, but it's not the cheapest tile you can get either. So it lines up pretty good. It's more or less rectified, sort of, kind of. I like the contrast, and again, if you're gonna do something like that, you know, go on the higher end of porcelain, because there are different levels of porcelain. Some are better than others. And look at that, no lippage, no lippage. Slight lippage. There's a little bit of slight lippage. I'll be my own worst critic. There's a lippage here, and I think there's a slight lippage here. There's very, very little. Because again, I'm doing it for myself. But even if I wasn't doing it for myself, I don't like lippage either. So I try and, you know, like not have that any more than I have to. And you know, again, there was a lot of work going into this, so there's going to be little, you know, minor mistakes here and there. One of the things that I get on with almost all of my videos is I talk about these corners. The reason I talk about these corners is because all the other tile guys talk about corners. Where the planes meet, right? Where this tile meets that tile, where the planes meet. Where the planes meet, you have to have grout. Sorry, you have to have caulking. I don't do caulking. This is my third house that I've owned. The other house that I had 12 years. And of that 12 years, that shower was 8 years old that I built. And there was no caulking, and it was complete travertine, which is why I'm not doing travertine anymore, because it's a pain to clean all the time. And you can't use harsh cleaners and all that stuff. And so after 8 years, there's no separations, where there's no caulking because there's no separation. And this tile is what, 2 years old? And to change the planes, there's absolutely no cracking, there's no separation, there's nothing going on, so therefore there's no caulking. I think it's disingenuous for tile guys to say, you must do caulking in the corners. There's no difference between this grout line and that grout line. There's none. Water's not going to get back there and cause any damage, period. If there's a separation, right, and if there was a small, minor separation, I would put a little bit more grout because I have extra grout, this tan grout I can put back there. If there was a large separation of some sort, then maybe I would consider doing the caulking. But here's the problem with caulking. Most homeowners can't do caulking well, even with the little tools and gadgets they have. Silicone would be the worst because silicone it attracts mold and mildew behind it. So within a year or two, you're going to be cutting all that silicone out. And trust me when I say the silicone is very difficult to cut out. Even if it was a latex caulking, it's not easy to do, and it's easier than silicone, but it's not easy to take out either. And so for that reason, I don't caulk the change of planes. There's no caulking down here whatsoever, and there's no reason to. There's just not. So I want to dispel that myth altogether. Then we get over to the niche. Yes, I needed a niche, even though I'm bald and I don't need no shampoo or anything like that. Very basic type of niche. I did the windowsill type design, which I've done for many customers in the past. Ooh, a little bit of grout coming off there, which I've done for many customers in the past. I like the windowsill design because, you know, this bottom tile kicks out a little bit. And in my case, I just wanted it to kick out just a wee bit. And so that's how I made it, with a tiny bit of it kick out here so water just sheds right off and right down the wall. And yes, I have mirror tile. For many, many years, I wanted to do mirror tile, and none of my customers want to do mirror tile. So you know what? I'm going to do it for myself. And I think it turned out very, very well with the Schluter trim, you know, coming down here in little 45s. Look at those cuts. Those are such nice cuts. So yeah, I'm about that. The only symmetry that I don't do, and there's other guys that are very, very good at that. You know, Lamberg is one of them, Lamberg Tile, where he can pre-plan his niche and his tile and all that stuff and all the grout lines and know exactly that his line will stop at the bottom of the niche and then the next one will continue. Problem with that is my niches are generally about 12 to 13 inches tall to facilitate the largest shampoo bottle I've seen at Costco. And I can't do that with these type of tile because every 12 by 24 tile is not 12 by 24. I've seen them 11 and a half. So then I would have an 11.5 inch niche, and that's not good. So I'm never focused on that symmetry, but that's just me. Oh, by the way, so I put in a light. Oh, yes, it's a blue light because I put blue painter's tape there a long time ago in order to protect the light when I was building the shower, and I just never took the blue tape off. So I like it a lot. Come on, let me turn this off. I like it a lot. Some people call that a beer light. It doesn't take a lot of energy. I could keep it on all night if I wanted to. Yeah. So that being said, that's just, you know, some of these things are for aesthetics. That's very aesthetic. You know, that's very practical because I want the speaker in here. But yeah, there's that. Squeegee, yes. So I put a squeegee in here because hard water stains on glass is a thing. And about every month or so, I have to take some diluted toilet bowl cleaner with water and spray it on here with a very, very fine steel wool in order to get off all the water stains on the inside of here. So what I do in the meantime is every shower, I squeegee off all the hard water. And it just cuts down on how often I have to change that. Wash rag holder or whatever you wanted to hold on here, I put on there, and a little scrub brush. So yeah. The shower wand I have absolutely no use for, you know, and as you saw in the build process, you know, I had the drop bale over here, and I planned everything accordingly. I knew that I would have a solid piece of wood behind here for this to hold up very, very well, thank you. And when you have the diverter like you have on the D5100, you can divert from the shower head to the wand to simultaneous if you want to, both of them being off. So yeah, I don't have a use for this. But in that same breath that I talked about the bench, I don't have a use for that. That's for somebody else. This is for somebody else. You know, this reaches literally all the way back to the bench. You know, I like that. And again, you know, it's just, it's on the pretense that I won't be here forever. And even if I am here forever, somebody else ultimately is going to end up with the house, and the house is going to sell a lot better with some of these features. You see that? There's no cracking. So there's no cracking, there's no caulk. There's just not a need for it whatsoever. Not a need for it. And yes, mirrored. This is a diet. This is diet tile. Yeah, figure that out. Diet tile. And then I have these pencil pieces, these black pencil. So I shopped around quite a bit to find everything in the coloration, and there are different colors of black and all that stuff, but it all kind of blends in and you don't really notice the coloration difference. So I found these black pencil tile, and I managed to incorporate that into the mirror because I wanted the separation. You know, these tile are quite thick, these mirror tile are quite thick. And so I knew that putting in these on here, and long story short, I wanted I don't want to go on the diatribe, but I wanted the separation between the tile and here so I wouldn't struggle. This got done first, and then the field tile got done afterward and met up, you know, along the sides here and all the way up to the top. And it is the diet mirror. Yes, it is. Again, the same reason nobody will do mirrored tile. Nobody will do mirrored tile, and I wanted some type of, you know, I've done waterfall features and stuff like that with different mosaics and showers for customers, and I just wanted something different, you know, to kind of stand out. So that's what it is. This shower build, I can't even tell you the time that it took, because it was kind of inclusive of all the other stuff that I did in the house, and, you know, I just focused in on this probably a good part of a month, I'm gonna say. There's some of the stuff that I didn't do, some of the floor joists and stuff like that were rotted out completely. You know, I hired that out. There's another video that I had, I think it's called the $25,000 bathroom or something like that. So this, if I included my labor, which my labor was free on this, but if I included my labor, this is a $25,000 bathroom. $25,000 bathroom, you know, like all of this stuff, all the money that I spent making this happen. If I cut that number into half, about 12, I think I spent probably about, I'm going to say about 9, somewhere between about $8,000 and $9,000 on material. Yeah, so that's what this cost. And it turned out very, very nice. I like it. And, you know, again, with the color contrast and all that stuff, a lot of people are not feeling it. They have told me so on that other video when they didn't know it was my shower. Although I don't really care what other people's opinion is. But you know, like all the showers that I built have been, how would I say, an advantage to selling the house. Every shower, all three of the houses, well, I haven't sold this one yet, but the other 2 houses that I had, the shower has always been a big selling feature, and it will be on this house too, because I just make it better than I found it. And as you saw before, there was a 5 foot, I think it was either 5 or 5.5 foot shower, you know, a POS shower, and then there was this 24-inch cabinet that was absolutely useless. So now I have an 8 foot long shower that just is, generally speaking, palatable to anybody. Like, nobody would come in here, nobody's gonna come in, you know, I'd really buy this house if it wasn't for this big shower. It's just not gonna happen. So yeah, that is my shower, and I would appreciate if other tile guys, Lamberg, you know, like Isaac Ostrom, I think he's in the middle of, currently as this video that I'm making right now, I think he's working on his shower at home, one of his showers in his home. And Sal de Blasi and a couple of other people out there that are predominant on YouTube. I think it would be cool if you show your own shower, you know, show the work that you did, show the designs and all that stuff that you incorporated over the years that you've done for other people and decided, you know what, that's a good idea, I'm going to do that too. because I've done a lot of stuff here that I never would have thought of if I wasn't in this type of work. Yeah, so that's it.
Hey, if you enjoyed that video and you learned something, consider being a Patreon member. $5, $10, $15 a month would help me greatly produce more videos. I make nothing from YouTube at all. If you're gonna call me for advice, please donate $50 for 30 minutes. My link to my PayPal and my Patreon account is down below. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so you get immediate notifications as soon as I post videos. And thank you very much for your support.